welcome back to Ashton Gate. It feels so good saying that with fans here.
Another opportunity, and he's onside, and it's two for Bristol City, and this time, and it's in! An early goal for Bristol City, and Andy Vyman is back!
And it goes clear
Ahead of Bristol City, and they are level, and it's a first goal for Andy King for his boyhood club.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Robins TV for this next chapter in the Sky Bet Championship season. International break is over. 4 months free of any international break now as well, and Bristol City have been through an intensive 2-week period of training. Hopefully today is the day they get back to winning ways. Nigel Pearson, of course, back on the touchline as well against a very tricky opponent today in Blackburn Rovers. Here alongside me to watch it all is development phase coach Micky Bell. Micky, superb to have you along. How's it been, I guess a month or so now in post as a permanent member of the coaching staff?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I've moved up from the under-16s and the youth development phase and moved into the PDP. And I was very fortunate when I got offered the job that Tins and Davo gave me last week off. So this week's been a bit different for me. I had a big birthday last week, so I've had that. Like I say, I've had that week off and come back in today. And we've had a game against Swansea this morning, which we won under 18s, which we won 4-3, which is brilliant because we've been on a bit of a losing streak at home. And the under-16s also got a 3-3 draw, so it's been a really good week.
Yeah, exciting times for the younger age groups. How did the opportunity come around in the first place? Obviously, you've done work with the academy previously, but was it Brian Tinian that picked up the phone? Has there been any involvement from Nigel Pearson as well?
No, Tins. I've been in the YDP for a good number of years now. I sort of worked up from under-12s. Into under-14s, under-16s the last couple of seasons. I worked in pre-season with the PDP, which is the under-23s and the under-18s, and I spoke to the then academy manager Gary Probert and Gary Davenport, who was assistant at the time, and they were thinking about making my position permanent back then. But Alex Ball ended up coming back down from the first team because he was up helping the first team when Paul Simpson was away, and then Tins got the academy director's job, and one of the first things he did was appoint me full time. So I've been really pleased.
Great. Well, Bristol City need to get back to winning ways today. Let's have a look at the sides that will go toe to toe today. Starting with Blackburn Rovers, the side visiting Ashton Gate. Tony Mowbray's side winning 3 of their last 4. That defeat, though, of course, that 7-0 thrashing at home against Fulham. They name a 4-2-3-1 and no changes to their side from victory last time out. The only change comes on the bench with the return of former Liverpool man Daniel Ayala. In midfield, Travis partners Davenport with forwards Pavida and Kadra flanking top scorer for the season. And of course now Chilean sensation Ben Brereton Diaz. He really has taken over from Adam Armstrong, who left that void when he moved on to the Saints in the summer. And Lenihan captains the side today, and Mowbray, of course, could turn to young forward Tyrese Dolan as well, who's been among the goals so far this season. As for Bristol City, well, a youthful attacking side named by Nigel Pearson, and an indication as to who has been impressing on the training ground as well. Callum O'Dowda in the side, what I imagine will be more of a full-back berth. Eamon Benarous makes his full Bristol City debut. Fantastic to see Nathan Baker back in the 11 as well after recovering from injury at the Hawthorns. And then the icing on the cake for City, Joe Williams, who was distraught to get injured after some fine performances for City, comes in as well. And just looking to the bench there, plenty of exciting players. Antoine Semenyo is back, and Noah Masengo. Rob Atkinson, of course, recovering from a layoff too. So a promising side for Bristol City today. And one man that is back involved, of course, is Nigel Pearson. He picked the side today, and earlier on we caught up with him on Robins TV.
Nigel, you're back on the touchline today. City back at Ashton Gate. An opportunity to start on the front foot today.
Yeah, we need to respond for ourselves as much as anything. I mean, we've put in doubt, or very much in doubt, the fact that whether our fans believe in us through some performances which have been under par. And it's really important now that the players respond in a way which proves our commitment. And I think that's really the bottom line. We've got to go out there today with a positive intent to win the game.
Eamon Benarouz has earned his first start today.
Yeah.
A great opportunity for him.
It is, and he's there on merit. He's been excellent over the last couple of weeks in training. Yeah, we've gone with quite an attacking lineup today. I think it's important for us to be more expansive and more. Yeah, we need to create more chances at home, because that's the bottom line. We've not done that so far this season. People are asking questions of us, and we need to answer them.
You're also boosted by the return of Nathan Baker and Joe Williams. How much of a boost will that provide to the group?
Well, I think both of them are players with quality. Nathan Baker, I think we've missed him not being available. Very good defender. Joe Williams is can be a very creative player, but an aggressive one too. And I think it's important that we have that sort of infectious enthusiasm in midfield. But he's got to play with control as well. It's not just about being gung-ho and just overly dynamic. He's got to give the midfield some sort of stability.
And yourself coming back into training this week, what's been the message to the group?
That we, all of us, need to pull a finger out. It's time for us to start performing better. I never thought it was going to be an easy season, just with the amount of change, but we've not done ourselves justice, and that's a difficult thing for me to admit, but it's true. Now it's time to stand up and be counted.
Nigel Pearson there with Robins TV. And Mickey, Nigel mentions an attacking lineup today for Bristol City. How do you think they will shape up? 5 at the back or more of a back 3?
Yeah, I'm looking at the team there, and it's looking more like a back 3 to me, with Callas, Baker and Zach Viner. I mean, to me, with Callas in the middle, Zach to the right and Nathan Baker on the left, that looks a very solid back 3. And then Joe Williams and Tyreek in midfield will give us a good base to attack from. I think that's what the gaffer will be looking at there. Joe played in a 23s game last week, and he looked very good, I have to say. Great lad, organised well, and covered every blade of grass. I'm hoping his injury troubles are behind him, because he was excellent in that game.
He's a great character as well, Joe Williams.
Yeah.
You sense that when he's joined us on Robins TV as well, and a popular member of the squad too.
Yeah. And you know, Sam, you know, he speaks about tells me the first team lads and what they're like, and he said that Joe Williams is like excellent with the young lads, which is fantastic. And then I'd sort of say it would be Alex Scott and Callum O'Dowda who'd be in the wide areas, or Eamon Benarouz in the wide area with Alex Scott in the 10, or Eamon in the 10, which both are suited to that position, to be fair. And then you're looking at Chris Martin and Andy Vyman up front, I think, looking at that. I mean, that's the only sort of permutation I can sort of pick from that squad. So yeah, very attacking, lots of ability in there, and hopefully they can pick up where they left off against Barnsley at home in the last game, especially after they were fantastic when Barnsley scored. Actually, as soon as it was almost like the shackles came off, and I'm hoping that the lads will sort of, you know, put that sort of performance on. But that is a very attacking side and very exciting.
It certainly is. And you mentioned Benarous there. Have you had much involvement in his development? When we've watched him, certainly for the under-23s, he's such an elegant footballer.
Yeah, I had him in from under-14s. Bags of ability, works his socks off, great attitude. But he can unlock a defence, whether he's coming off the wide areas. I actually think I think his best position, I know he's finding his feet with the first team. He would love to play number 10, I would have thought today. He always tried to Bagsy that position. But I like him coming in off the right onto his left foot. But he's got that ability to pick a pass, to thread someone through, and also to drop two players down, defenders, and slot one in the bottom corner. So I'm really chuffed for him, and because from seeing him as an under-14 to now in the first team is fantastic.
Very exciting indeed. Thank you very much, Micky. Now, Bristol City this weekend are partnering with a number of EFL clubs to be involved in something very special, and pitchside now is Downsy with all the details.
Stuff. Yeah, thank you very much, Toby. Yeah, ahead of the football welcome weekend in April 2022, where a number, as Toby said, of EFL clubs are coming together across the country to welcome refugees into the stadiums. The Robbins Foundation have partnered up with Amnesty International UK, and joining me now to talk about it is Bristol City Supporter Liaison Officer and General All-Round Hero, Jerry Tocknell. Jerry, tell us about what's happening at the stadium today.
Yeah, so we've teamed up with Bridges for the Community in Bristol to invite some Syrian, Afghan refugees down, just to integrate them into the city, to make them feel welcome, for them to experience our culture, and it's a great day for it, to be honest. It's really good to see them all here.
Amazing that football is for everyone. What's the aim of the initiative?
It's just for, as a club, we just want to be out there in the community to integrate, to encompass all our groups, and I think this is a brilliant initiative that we're doing. We're doing it again late on in the season, but we've got that on the front foot and are doing it today.
It's really important, isn't it, especially after the year we've had with the pandemic, that football is accessible to everyone.
Absolutely, and I mean, a lot of people have fallen on hard times and they can't afford to come to the ground. So with the Robbins Foundation, with Richard Gould, we're all working together to offer tickets to the right communities. We've got a group coming down on Wednesday from a local football club, and we're going to be doing the same for Huddersfield just before Christmas.
So amazing opportunity. How can people find out more about this or get involved should they wish to?
Well, it's all done through for the Robbins Foundation. I mean, if they want to help, they can help to support us financially by joining the Robbins Lotto, buying the Ashton Gate 8 scratch cards, and just generally get involved. If they get in touch with our community, we're more than happy to give them the information that they need on how and where they can help.
And whilst we've got you here, obviously SLO is a huge job. You are that link between the fans and the club. You must have some fantastic highlights. It must be a great job for you.
No, it's a privilege, to be honest. As a lifelong City fan, to work here is amazing. But I mean, I love it when the children come down, the kids, school groups, on stadium tours, to see their faces when they see the stadium. Try and pass on my affection for the club to them is what it's all about.
And of course the main man's back today, Scrumpy. Have you seen him about anywhere?
He is going down the tree. The kids love him, absolutely love him. I think he's getting a bit tired now because he's had a lot of photos taken.
Good stuff. Jerry, thanks very much.
Cheers, Downsy.
Great stuff. There is Jerry Tocknell. What a guy. Thank you very much. So if you want to find out more about that initiative, then all on the website is bcfc.co.uk. Toby and Micky, back to you guys.
Thank you, Downsy. Thank you, Jerry. Yes, Scrumpy is back as well. How exciting. Right, just over 15 minutes until kick-off. We'll be back after this short break.
We heard the UK's yoghurt-loving superfans wanted something super thick and homegrown. A yoghurt that's high in protein, low in fat and naturally low in sugar. Fit for breakfast, lunch and everything in between. But such a thing didn't exist. So we made our own. Yo Valley Super Thick, lovingly made on home soil.
Paul Archer here from the Nexus Group. Hopefully by now you recognise our logo on the back of the lads' shorts. As a City fan and a Bristol businessman, I want to help as many companies as I can with their recruitment needs, especially as we come out of this awful pandemic and lockdown. And for any customer, new or old, that puts an order in with us before now and the beginning of next season, we'll put you in a draw to win a VIP matchday experience as guests of me and the Nexus team.
Football should always be fun for you.
And your club and parents should always help you stay safe.
If you ever feel worried or like you're not safe,
please tell an adult you trust, like a parent, teacher, coach or welfare officer.
It's their job to listen to you and help you to play safe.
Play safe.
Play safe.
Play safe.
Because when football is safe, it helps us have fun, make friends and develop.
Welcome back to Robins TV. Just under 15 minutes to go until kick-off. A much needed win in store, hopefully, for Bristol City this afternoon. But now it's time to head back to 2018 for a classic encounter between Bristol City and Blackburn Rovers. Cracking win for Bristol City. We would take that scoreline today. Now, one man who would admit maybe he's not reached his best form so far this season is Nahki Wells. And this week he caught up with Robins TV.
Okay, Nahki, welcome back to Robins TV. We're going to try and document your journey now from Bermuda to Bristol over the next few minutes. So, well, firstly, how do the two compare?
Very, very different, of course. My journey has been a bit different to the most, but it's good to be here now, of course.
Yeah, you're actually the second Bermudian to play for Bristol City after Sean Gota, a bit of a legend around these parts. What's the relationship like there with Sean? Is there much of a relationship there? And what's the Bermuda football scene like?
Very well. Obviously grew to know him more and more over the years and more recent years. I mean, I was young and he obviously had a career here, but yeah, Sean Gota's like a bit of a mentor, a bit of a hero, a legend in my eyes, and someone that I spoke to even before coming, and he just had a great place. He had a good time here for his spell, and just at a club that the fans will love you if you're doing well and they get behind you, definitely. So I'm trying to do so.
And what's the football scene like in Bermuda?
Very different. Obviously a country which loves football. Football is the #1 sport along with cricket. No professional environments like here, all amateur sports, but one in which the country gets completely behind. Big supporters of my career and other professional athletes, and a small place, so they just get right behind their local heroes, and thankfully I'm one of them.
Your path, I think, is more traditional. I think it's fair to say, playing in League Two, moving up through the leagues until you reach the Premier League with Burnley. How did you find those times? Is there an element of having to constantly be better every year to get further up the divisions?
Yeah, thankfully my journey has been in that upper spiral, along with a few kind of setbacks along the way. I think the best thing that happened to me, a lot of people don't know, my first club was Carlisle in January 2011. I signed in League One at the time. Didn't feature much, was involved a lot, but didn't feature much, was on the bench a lot and only played very few minutes, and then was released at the end of that season. I'd say at the time I wasn't ready to play League One football, had all the ability but didn't have the know-how and didn't have the time, of course, and was released. And looking back, I always say that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I went back home, I kept grafting, I got fitter, I got stronger. I got another opportunity to come on trial at Bradford. And I came back and kind of hit the ground running from there, and that's kind of where my career started. And most people would know me as breaking through at Bradford, because that's where I established my name, and I got my career growing, and started at League Two and just kind of grew from there.
And now you find yourself here at Bristol City. What are the goals and aims now?
Yeah, to continue. I still feel I'm an aging player in terms of numbers, but I still feel at my physical peak. I still feel at my best in terms of ability. So just trying to take that and put it into performances. It's been an up and down time for me here. The club's gone through a lot. Football and society and life's gone through a lot in that time, and that's had impacts on the smooth sailing, because I came into the club on fine form, having played some of my best football in my career, and then kind of had a bit of a stumbling block in terms of performances, but the goals and the aims don't change. I was brought in, the club has everything it needs to get into the Premier League. The infrastructure's here, the support, the backing, the city as a whole. So the aim's still the same. At the moment, it seems like it's a million miles away, but the football things change quick, and we just have to kind of turn the tide a bit. And from a personal perspective, I just have to keep trying to improve and get better at what I was brought in to do, which was fire us up the table and try and get us into the Premier League.
Fingers crossed you can get us there.
Yeah, fingers crossed. If I can't, then at least I know I just have to do everything I possibly can do.
Thanks, Nahki.
A very reflective Nahki Wells there on the bench today for Bristol City. Much changed side today, Micky. Who do you think is the key man in this Bristol City lineup?
I think for me, always, to be honest, is Thomas Callas in the defence. I think, the Barnsley game especially, he was awesome. He was, he defended so well and led by example back there. And I thought he was key to us getting that win against them. And I think if he can hold that back line together, then I think we'll be in for a positive result.
And you're always going to go for a City win, but score prediction today?
Well, 4-1 would be nice. The video we've just seen, but a scruffy 1-0 or a 2-1 like we had against Barnsley last time out. Any win, really. I think the important thing for the lads after a couple of sort of disappointing performances is not to get beat.
Absolutely right. Well, this is the point we say goodbye to those of you that are watching us on YouTube and Facebook. If you are overseas, you can still grab your match pass at bcfc.co.uk. But for now, it's time to get ready for kickoff.